So here we're in Clovis, California, and we're getting ready to flush another Farrahi water heater. It is the R63L. It's a luxury model. No isolation valves are installed. They got some iron pipe, got a T here, a little nipple down here past the valve, a little nipple. Good thing is they have the PEX plumbing underneath going to brass adapters, so that's a plus. What we are going to do is go ahead and replace that corroded nipple with a brass nipple. Also up here we're going to do brass. We're not going to change anything else. The reason being is that T is tied into the relief valve, which is hard pipe to copper and runs down into the wall and through there. So that would become probably an hour project, maybe less, but it's like 150 bucks just to replace that T. So we're going to leave it in place. If you happen to notice any flow restriction over a period of time, we can certainly come back to that. Or if you decide at some point you'd like to put isolation valves in, that would eliminate the whole problem. So we're going to get started, and then we'll take a video during the process. So a real quick video, second portion of this, you can see we got the pump going. This is a 1/3 horsepower Superior pump. If you need a link to that product, you can certainly text me and I'll give you the link to that. A couple of washer hoses. I like to go with the red and the blue. That way you can just do what would appear to be hot and cold. You don't have any isolation valves in here. Those are marked hot and cold, but cold water comes in here, which is the this side, and then hot water comes up on this side. So anyways, to get this started, first thing you want to come out, this switch is usually on, which means you click this in, the unit is on. That's the electrical part. Switch it off. Hit it on the bottom, switch it off. Come over here, shut this gas valve off. So normally, this gas valve is straight up and down. Turn it all the way off. So there's no gas now, there's no electric to the unit. And then these hoses go on. You can see there's a little adapters. We replaced this already, so we got the brass nipple in place. What these are is 3/4 female iron pipe threads by 3/4 male hose threads. So what you're doing, this is iron pipe, which is a different thread than what you would have for, let's say, your washing machine or any faucet outside where a garden hose can hook up to. So it's just an adapter that goes on. So one on the hot side, one back here on the cold side. Cold side goes down to the pump. Right to the top of the pump there, you can see. So what it's doing right now is the pump is pulling the vinegar up through the cold hose, goes up through the unit, back and forth, cleans out the heat exchanger, comes back out through here and down. And obviously, or at least obviously to me, you can see this is the cold water shutoff valve. It is in the off position as well. When it is on, it is straight up and down, and then you turn it off. So those are all off. Gas, cold water, electrical. And then you hook it up, and you can see just that cord will reach you right into the garage right there. Don't plug it in until you have vinegar in the bucket, a 5-gallon bucket from anywhere, and then you stand here for 1 hour and watch it circulate. So we're going to get busy trying to fix some of this other stuff in here, get this taken apart, get the brass nipple in here, get the supply lines going. We'll take another video once the flush is done. We got to tie it back together. So, third portion of this video, so I want to take a quick shot of these iron pipe nipples that were in there. We're going to leave these for the homeowner, but you can see the scale that's built up. This one was on the cold side, so substantial amount of scale built up, almost to where there's no flow left inside. So it just builds up, it attaches itself to the zinc lining, and it grows from there. So any galvanized pipe you have in the home is going to look just like this. And then it begins to deteriorate on the outside as well. Show the homeowner the hot side as well. Not as bad, but still you can see the corrosion. If you look at the front of the pipe here, which is literally from fingertip to fingertip, that should be the flow. But as you can see inside, and looking through the other side, it's kind of just a weird configuration of scale buildup. So flow is restricted on both sides. And so we'll finish up here. We got the stainless steel connectors in, at least connected to the bottom for right now. We're still attached to the pump and flushing this out about another half an hour. As you can see, we got the Falcon stainless steel connectors in, they're ready to go, and we'll take another video when we're done. Okay, last video. Everything has been reinstalled. So what we've got here, replaced the galvanized nipple that's right there with brass, and then a Falcon stainless steel connector on the cold side. It's a little 15-inch, kind of bends and sneaks around and you can see it back up in there. Hopefully that's where it connects to the cold water. Screen's been cleaned out, water heater's been flushed with the vinegar, and then down here you can see point of connection right to the hot side. It's a 18-inch Falcon stainless steel connector, and it goes up here to a brand new brass nipple as well. So we went over the details and offered some recommendations as well, and some filtration ideas. But for this installation, we are done.